So it's probably no surprise that since Gears of War 1 is finally coming to PlayStation by way of a remake of the first game of the franchise, it might feel like there's no surprise, but it seems like there's a possibility that Gears of War Eday may very well end up coming for PS5 or be releasing on PS5. But the question is, there's actually a few different questions actually. One is, is the game actually in development? Which there's a very good chance it could be, given that Gears of War 1 is coming out later on this year. In fact, it's actually coming out in August, which is actually not very far away. The second thing is it going to come out on day one? Or are they going to stagger the release, similar to like what they did with Indiana Jones and the Great Circle? Third thing is the game going to run better on PS5 than it is on Xbox? So there are 3, and also 4, actually there's a 4th one as well. Is it going to sell incredibly well? In fact, is it going to sell better on PlayStation than the players who play it on Game Pass on the Xbox side? The reason why I want to tackle these questions is because it really goes to show just how different the strategies between PlayStation and Xbox are, to the point where at some point you got to look at Xbox and realize just how much is absolutely crumbling under their feet. So let's talk about the idea of Gears of War Eday firstly being actually made for PS5, to which I would say yes, I feel like there's an incredibly good chance that this game is going to be coming out on PS5. I do believe that's going to be highly likely, given that the first Gears of War is coming out, so I don't think we even need to cover that much. The second thing is the game going to be day one, or are they going to stagger the release? I have a suspicion that they might actually release this day one, because it doesn't seem like Gears of War Eday is coming out anytime soon. Because they haven't announced any dates, we don't know about any other information regarding the game. All we are going off of is rumors that it's even coming out on PS5 at all, so that's just another thing altogether. The third thing about whether or not it's going to run better than Xbox, I would say yes. I think that the game is going to run much better on PS5 rather than Xbox, because keeping in mind that when it comes to releasing games on Xbox, they need to run on Series S and Series X together. And because the Series S is an underpowered device, it does give some level of thought that, hey, there's a very good possibility that because there's no weaker version of a PS5, because we've got the PS5, the PS5 Slim, and then the PS5 Pro. If everything runs at PS5 level, then there is no, lower version necessarily. You just have maybe some possible PS5 Pro enhancements at best, right? And then finally, is the game going to do better on PS5? And the reason why I even bring this question up is, let me just quickly bring it up, because this is actually worth talking about in terms of sales numbers. But Forza Horizon 5 is actually one of the best selling games on PS5 this year. It's crazy to think that somehow Forza Horizon 5 is killing it on PlayStation, selling an impressive number of copies on the PS5, and above all else, giving the game a second life. It is the best selling game on PS5 for the year of 2025 so far. I guess it's worth keeping in mind that Monster Hunter is probably going to sell more copies overall, but within the period of time in which the game has been out so far, it's sold an incredibly impressive number of copies. And I do genuinely believe that if Forza Horizon 5 does extremely well on the PlayStation side comparatively to that of the number of players on the Xbox side, I do genuinely believe that Gears of War Eday will almost certainly be able to cover that same sort of ground. And that's a lot to take in especially if you're an Xbox fan, because I can't imagine how you would feel that the games that you should be getting as exclusives are doing better on rival platforms. It really, like, it's gotta hurt, surely, right? Like, it's gotta hurt fans of the Xbox, right? Like Xbox fans. You need to be emotionally hurt by this, surely, like, unless I'm completely missing something here. But yeah, so I guess moving on from that, what else have we got here? So yeah, rumors swirling around impending Microsoft announcements, spill the beans on upcoming releases, level designer worked at Coalition for 2024, so some guy got let go. Homeworld 3 might be coming to all the systems as well. That would be interesting. I would like to see an RTS actually release on PlayStation, because while there are a couple there, Homeworld is actually a fairly unique one that could probably do quite well, and I don't think that we'll be getting something like a Command and Conquer, for example, on PS5 anytime soon, given that that franchise is just long gone. That's why I bought, I think I got, it was Command and Conquer Red Alert 3, if I remember correctly. That was a good time. But yeah, I am almost certainly going to be playing the original Gears of War. I've already pre-ordered it from the PlayStation Store, since it is a surprisingly cheaper title. And I would also love for State of Decay 3 to come to PlayStation as well. Forza Horizon 5, I said I was going to get it when it came to PlayStation. I have played it a lot, and I'm having a great bloody time. So the game is, 4 years old on the Xbox side, but on PlayStation, it is getting a second lease of life. State of Decay 3 would be absolutely incredible. I would love to see Killer Instinct in Microsoft Flight Simulator, especially since I love me my fighting games, so Killer Instinct would be great. Like, as a PlayStation player, I am eating good, and I don't need to worry about Game Pass ruining my day, because if I can get games with a physical copy, then I'm probably going to go for those, unless they require an online connection to, like, say, for example, Indiana Jones and the Great Circle requires you to have an internet connection to activate the copy of the game, similar to like what Ubisoft is doing with their games. So it's probably not worth getting a physical copy of that particular title, but I think for like other stuff that they're selling, probably worth buying. But I do really feel bad for Xbox players, but I am interested to hear what you guys have to say about all of this in the comments below. Like the video if you liked it, subscribe to the channel. I'm aiming for 500 subs by the end of the year. With all that being said, I do upload every day, so I'll see you guys tomorrow.